Before we jump into this video, I wanted to acknowledge that there are very few women in this space. My audience is mostly male, and for what is this first submission that we're about to talk to, I refer to this person as a man, but they are not. This is a woman, okay? And with this, I also want to acknowledge and say that women in this space, y'all are the most powerful people that anybody has to deal with, because what I have seen from other women in this space and the contributions and how y'all carry yourselves and how y'all manage your projects and how you create applications that feel more like homes than just functionality. Like, this is the attention to detail that sets you apart from the rest. This is your superpower. Lean into it. So with that, just wanted to acknowledge that, you know what, there are women in this space, and this one is a really cool submission by someone that has created something amazing. I'm hosting the largest open source competition on the Dash framework, okay? If you look at what is the last competition that was ever hosted on the forum, the main prize was $250. No, sir, no, sir. We have over $1,000 in what is this competition. And to start it off, oh, look at this. $50 bill, and it's going for the first submission. The first submission, shout out to S. This is going to be a good one because you didn't just lock in $50 for having the first submission in the competition, but he stumbled into something that honestly, it got my mind running, and I was like, what is going on with your app? Why is it broken? But it isn't. It's a really good demonstration, but there's something under the hood that I found, and my whole goal in this is to make you better developers. So please bear with me a little bit. This is a really cool project, okay? So what Ed did here, okay, he decided to jump in what is the Dash documentation boilerplate that I had launched and created. So he used this as the stepping stone to what is this application. So this application is built on that boilerplate, but if you go to what he is showcasing, he's showcasing a new component. This component is a color picker. So you have what is this wheel, right? And if you click on it, it will change colors, okay? So it's changing colors, all right? And then he has this flower over here, all right? And if you jump in between different colors, it changes colors, okay? Really cool. And then the ring. This is really cool. Now, if you want to learn like what's kind of going on here, look at the source code, okay? Dive in here, you can get an idea of how he's structuring everything, and honestly, man, this is clean. You're doing really good, okay? But there is one thing that whenever I was going through this and I was reviewing it, it kept eating at me. I don't know why, but whenever I was on this wheel and I would click on, it just seemed to take a little bit longer than it needed to. What's going on here? Now, this is a really interesting problem, and I think that it will help us learn something, but I think it's shareable to what is the entire community. Because what I am here to share is partial property updates. Now, this is a tool that will make your applications a bit more dynamic, a bit more responsive, and it will solve an underlying problem that you didn't know that you had, but you do. So if we dive into what is this wheel, let's ask the question, why is the wheel lagging, right? So whenever I click on something, it takes a second. But for the flower, it's instant, you know? What is happening here? Well, the problem is that the wheel, it's iterating through a JSON of all of the different colors that could be selectable. So on every single iteration, my boy S is basically requesting over 200,000 iterations on what is a 950 kilobyte of JSON, okay? So this is why this is a little bit slow. And I wanted to showcase and explain how I would go about fixing this and making it a little bit better. The way that you'd fix it, if you go into the documentation of partial properties on the dash.plotly.com, you can make your way down and you can kind of get an idea of how some of this works. But ideally what you're looking for is patch. This one right here. This one's cool. And what I'm going to do here, this is his current code, okay? And I'm going to show you how with introducing something as simple as patch in the figure, it's going to change the whole feel to this application, okay? So watch this. I'm going to drop in this code that I've kind of prepared. It's pretty much S. There are two notable mentions of things that I changed, okay? One thing is in the top. You can go up here and you can find that patch, okay? So let's find where this is being used real quick. because this is an important one, right? So in the wheel figure, all right, you make your way down, and what I have here is in the callback, right? In the figure, I'm calling patch, okay? So that it is initializing and it is going to change how this whole application feels. Not only that, I wanted to introduce a little bit more interactivity to what is the color wheel. And to do that, I introduced an OnHover using client-side callbacks. So these are two additions that I made to the application, and I think that I'm hoping it'll show you something. So let me show you this. We're gonna dive back in. Okay, so on hover, look how clean that is. On click, it's instant. It's instant. And it's instant because of that patch. So that patch function and what it's able to do is it's able to store in one iteration rather than recalling it. Your trap is the callback system specifically and the dash framework. It's easy to fall into, and I've done this many a time. But with this, a client-side callback, it can add what is that second level of instant reactive, interactivity that makes it, from a glance, you can have an idea of what you're walking into. And with that patch, fix, then your selection, it's instant. Now this is only in relation to what is the figure, the Plotly figure that he is showing here. And he does a really good job, if you read through his work, of explaining the wheel, the DCC figure, and how all of this entails and connects, and what is the standalone, demonstration and limited working example. Really great work overall, and hey man, you're already in the lead. And you're already the first submission, and $200 might be falling right back in your lap as well. So kudos to you. I appreciate you jumping on and being a part of this, man.